Batgirl 34. Mairghread Scott, Paul Pelletier,
Hmm.
whatever his name is. Um, on the art. So this is start of a new arc, kind of, and
Yeah,
probably
still having some fallout from the last issue, which I wasn't here for,
yeah.
of that involved James Jr. and that whole side quest, which felt was odd timing
Side
there.
quest is a good description.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a one issue thing just dealing with him.
because I had to go back and re-look that over because I thought I missed stuff,
Mm.
right? Turns out I didn't. But here we get one of my favorite concepts from the animated series, with the Terrible Trio.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
uh,
I made time to read this. I let the guys know because I had a really hectic week at work, and I didn't get to read all my comics this week. And I told them I only have this many left, but I made sure I had time for Batgirl real quick.
yeah. You got the vulture, you got the fox, you got the shark.
Yep.
And they're behind Cormoran, and they want to lure in Batgirl, and they're up to something. So when we go to Batgirl, she's you know, looking kind of funky because Pelletier's mouth, as always, is bothering me. And there's several examples, but someone sends a severed hand,
Yeah,
to
that's always a
Alejo's
good warning.
office. Yeah. And it's in a box as well, so it's
Yep.
it is very much a what's in the box
Those
moment.
little polystyrene chips.
Yep.
That
Just
does
to
actually
make sure
right.
it wasn't damaged.
Yeah, just in case.
That cracked me up.
But it's
But what's cool about this is the hand is more than what it looks like.
yeah, it's like the DNA of one person, the fingerprint of another, I think, and then like the ring belongs to a third person.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that these are actually the trio wearing the masks. Was it just me that was thinking that maybe like this is all a ruse and because they all go missing, but I don't think any of them are actually like they've found their bodies.
I
or anything
would
like that.
I would say that, but the woman that is Vulture doesn't match.
Sure,
No,
yeah,
the
that's
woman
fair.
that's
she's
missing.
clearly white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the woman in the hand belongs to is clearly
That-
not, but
Yeah.
That said, I do feel the ones responsible for these are the people in the costumes because they're so cocky they think they can get away with it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
You know?
it's entirely Fox who's done this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so Babs is looking into them, but they're obviously expecting her. There's a subplot sort of running throughout where the company's in trouble, the one she runs, to the point where she's got this new apartment, but it turns out her check is bounced, so her stuff's all getting thrown out. Bard seems to have a crush on Babs and wants to try and be nice. He shows up at her place.
Yeah.
And given her dislike of him, that feels like a bit of a long shot, but I mean, go for it, Bard. You never know.
But he's kind of like new year, new me.
May get kicked in the nuts, but it's fine. You can might as well
Yeah,
give it a try.
I tried to set up your dad for corruption that he didn't do, but like that's the past. I got shot in the knee. I have a cane now.
Yeah, things are all good.
Yeah. So they basically have this kind of what would I call this? Gathering with it's all the wealthy in the city, right?
Yeah, the wealthy people. They
And-
tell them because they work in threes that hey, stick with us and give us a third of your fortunes, and we'll do some black market stuff
Yeah.
on your behalf.
We'll protect you from the police, the lawyers, and then also the bats. And because basically they've lured in Batgirl to this trap. And she's in a straitjacket. She's in like a proper like magician's escape artist kind of tank.
Yeah.
In a straitjacket. That's how we end the issue. I actually quite like these villains. I think that like Cormoran was fine in terms of like his threat level because I like the whole he's coming for the TV
Yeah.
station stuff.
But he wasn't that interesting.
Yeah, whereas these three, Fox especially, are a lot more interesting than Shark and Vulture. They've got an interesting
Can we
look.
talk about just the sublime quality of their masks?
yeah,
The masks look good.
they're top level. The shark one, and I like how each of them like they play up that part because like the Vulture, right? If you look how they are, they got the bald head, but then like she wears that boa that looks like
Yeah.
like a thing, and then Fox is all keeping it together and real slim and like
Suave.
Yeah.
suave. There you go. And then the shark's just this big, huge, bulky, massive
Yeah,
dude.
he's the brute. He's the muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I love those concepts and seeing it way back in the day on the animated series. So anytime they show up, I get pretty excited. So I saw them on the cover, and I was like,
Which isn't often, is it?
no, it's not. And so I feel like they're the perfect foils for Babs, right? Because there's the three of them. They kind of are like, I don't want to call them masterminds, but they're never just like, let's go rob a bank. There's always something more to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're behind Cormoran. But no, it was an enjoyable issue. I mean, again, the art from Pelletier's kind of...
Yeah, I like it a lot more than you do.
Like, the masks look good, but his human faces for me are just rough.
Yeah, I will say though that I like a lot of like when they go to the den, where this club that is the thing that's tying all the crimes together that Babs is investigating. Just the image of all the people in their masks, and like it's very Eyes Wide Shut, like secret society. And I feel like the tone there with them kind of in the shadows and the trio up in the light and spotlighted, I feel it's a really well composed scene.
But this wasn't issue 69, so they couldn't burst out into an orgy.
Nah, give it time.
Oh dear, what are you giving it, Matt?
I'm gonna give this an 8. We also didn't talk about the. It seems like a company's coming for Gordon Clean Energy.
Yeah, a European company, and they seem to have already succeeded in some extent because Babs' check bounced, as I said. So we'll see how that goes. Carl, what are you giving it?
I'll give it a solid 7. It's good.
Yeah, I'll go with a 7 as well. I'm enjoying it. The art's just maybe dragging it down a little bit for me.